This is Brian Crabtree with Your Music Magazine here with Eliquate. So yeah, I'm here to talk to you guys about the 2010 Your Music Olympics in Santa Cruz about to start up. But before we get into that, can I get a little introduction to the group? Can I start on the end down there?
I'm Dan Wells. I play drums. No, I'm Elliot Wright. I'm the lead singer, that's it.
I'm Dan Wells. I play drums. Got Identity Thief down here at the end of the couch.
I just like your style, dude. I
In the middle, who do we got?
I'm Cosmo Stevens, and I play bass.
I'm Jamie Schnetzler. I do guitar in the production, and then we're missing Justin Mosley, who's our recent addition.
Justin Mosley.
There's our keyboard player.
He's amazing.
Our 9-fingered keyboard player.
9 fingers. Be sure to put that in there.
Or functionally fingered.
Functional, yeah. He's still got them. It's just kind of like it might as well be a nub, you know.
Well, can I get a little introduction into what is Eliquate and what you guys are all about?
Man, I've been trying to answer this question.
It's live hip-hop the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, god damn it.
Or party music with a purpose.
I think basically sort of Jamie and I have been of the philosophy for a long time that hip-hop and music has lost a lot of the work ethic that made it really good. And made the bands that are able to work hard, both on stage and for their promotion and for just getting shit done, actually putting the time in to make it worth people's money to go see them. That's something that sort of teetered off, so we, instead of bitching about it like everyone else likes to do, we're doing something about it, and we're trying to work hard enough so that your ticket is worth it, and it's not just going because, not saying, you know, supporting a scene is bad, but not just going to support a scene, but going because it's actually entertaining and it's actually
enjoyable.
something that people are going to want to do.
Well, talking about the scene, you guys are basically based out of Santa Cruz here. What do you guys think about the scene here in Santa Cruz?
Hip-hop scene in Santa Cruz is an interesting little diaspora, or whatever you'd fucking like to call it, but I feel like, at least over the past 7 years that I've been coming up in the scene, I have watched it dwindle from a town that was like blossoming with talent both on like the live hip-hop scene with bands like Nobody's Own and Serendipity Project, and then as well as like recording groups, but that seems to have really phased out, and I'm seeing a lot of the guys that, you know, 10 years ago had established themselves still doing their tracks from 10 years ago at their concerts, and that's kind of sad. That's really fucking sad, actually. And,
But, sorry to interrupt.
no, go for it.
But at the same time, Santa Cruz is really great because it's, for musicians who don't necessarily have a foothold in an industry or something, it's a really great place to start, because it is such a community, it's such a bubble that, like,
It's an incredibly strong community.
It's easy, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's less difficult to establish yourself around here just because word of mouth is so strong, and people are more willing to go and contribute to the community, as opposed to, like, say, San Francisco, which is, I love San Francisco, I love the live music scene there, but it's a much different scene in the sense that people more want to see you fail than they want to see you actually succeed. Whereas in Santa Cruz, I think the contention is they would rather see every musician from Santa Cruz go on and do great things, as opposed to a lot of major cities where it's like, you know, they just want to watch the next person fall flat on their face, and like that's where Santa Cruz has been really nice. I don't know.
God, yeah. Well, and that's the great thing about the internet too, is you're able to stay in a town like Santa Cruz and build up a fan base, and you're actually better off doing that than trying to move down to Hollywood. I fucking lived in Hollywood, where you pay, you know, $1,500 to try and book a show at a venue, and you're going broke every single time you're doing it. And here you can actually start playing shows, and people will show up, and it's not going to cost you money. And you're able to build a following because of that.
But that's not to discredit, you know, getting outside of Santa Cruz.
Oh, you have to get the fuck out.
You look at the bands that made it, obviously they're the ones that don't still play in Santa Cruz only. They're the ones that are on the road and getting out. And that's why I say it's a great place to start, but it also kind of has a tendency to hold people in it. And so I don't know. I have only been here for 2 years, so I really can't say shit, and I am fully aware.
This town is a black fucking hole of apathy, but it's also. I've been here for fucking 18 years.
You should try leaning forward. It makes it easier to say.
It's a black hole of fucking apathy.
I'm the camera's you.
Yet it's like one of the most amazing fucking melting pots of creativity that I've ever been in. And it's really beautiful how many people can still embrace it. And it's also kind of amazing how many people will stay stuck here without ever having any goals to carry on outside of the community, which, you know, that's great. But when it comes to music, we're definitely trying to branch out beyond just being another Santa Cruz party band. That
Santa Cruz has a lot of eclectic tastes. You know, I mean, you find people here who listen to everything from like folky Bob Dylan to like, I mean, hip hop to jazz to classical to whatever, you know. But a lot of people here like to have fun, and I think we provide all those different musical styles to like fun like bar scene that it has, which is great.
That's one thing about the Santa Cruz hip-hop scene. It's much less gangster-oriented than almost any other area, seeing as how most hip-hop scenes that are reaching come from metropolitan areas. And so we're able to still perform hip-hop without having to cater to a certain image or a certain niche.
Which is helpful
that
because
people are
we're
going
not
for.
ghetto.
Because straight up. Like, we're trying to have fucking fun. And I grew up on hip-hop, but the hip-hop that I grew up on is like a completely different era, and it'd be like fucking...
Well, what are some of your guys' influence to your guys' hip-hop?
Ooh.
Well, I would have to say, like, a major thing that with me and hip-hop, and what's kind of weird being the MC of the group, is that I grew up going to punk shows, and I grew up listening to punk and, like, a lot of more jam bands type thing. And so, like, kind of the goal with Eliquate was to create, like, take the things that are really fun about each genre of music. For instance, folk music and jam bands have a really great tendency for improvisation, for clever making up live music, that kind of thing. Storytelling, narratives, that's the whole idea. Punk has the energy of the bands are just as scrappy as the audience, and they're not holding themselves above anybody else because they're on stage. In fact,
Well, it's a revolutionary energy, yeah.
yeah, and that's what I really latched onto, is like the energy that goes into providing a good show for people. And then in hip hop, what I love is the natural rhythm to it, that when you get a room full of people grooving on the same syncopated like thing, and then on top of that, the content. Like, for instance, I really got into Sage Francis and more conscious hip-hop artists who took the responsibility of being on stage and having that many people's ears and attention at once, and used it to send a message or to teach something or to present a new idea. And that's also been like something that, you know, I could say that I pride myself in, is I don't like to fuck around when it comes to lyrical content. I like to make songs that are actually about something and that you can... And I hate talking about myself, so it sucks, but try to sort of give... Like, oh, this is fun, I'm having a great time at a show, but wait a minute, there's actually something to this also, so I can take it home and listen to it in the headphones.
And hip-hop's more than just, like, it's more than just a genre of music, and it always has been, and that's something that's been receding quite consistently. I've noticed a lot less of a unity. It's not very often you see breakdancers or b-boys at a fucking hip-hop show anymore, and it's a culture based off self-expression.
You guys got the show coming up on April 23rd at Cypress Lounge for the Your Music Olympics this year. You guys got any big ideas or plans for that show?
Pyrotechnics. We're all gonna be in you ever seen Guar? Kind of like that. No.
Guar hop. Should we tell them about the lion?
What? Oh, the circus clowns?
We've been training with Cirque du Soleil to do some trapeze work.
No, we basically, the way we see it
with Pink there, right?
That's right.
With the Your Music Olympics and the whole competition, what I see the beauty of the Your Music Olympics is not even so much that it gets bands to perform or compete, but it gets bands in the same room as each other, and that's something that really has been, if I could say, like, something that's really helped a lot with getting involved in Santa Cruz, is we've had really awesome people hook us up. I mean, for example, you know, to drop some names, Adam from Slop Opera has hooked us up with a lot of shows in Santa Cruz. He's had our back for sure. Jake from Vibrant Iris or Numerous has definitely helped us out a lot. And then a lot of promoters. Eric, the sound guy, I don't know his last name. He's been a huge part of it. Just I feel like I have to say his
Eric.
name. Eric is the man. And just getting the musicians in the same room is a really cool thing. And being able to see like who's actually doing stuff, you know.
It's good to see unity in the scene.
Because there's a lot of small, like, Santa Cruz has got a lot of core groups. There is a hip-hop scene, there's a metal scene, there's still a punk scene, there's an indie scene, there's a jam band scene. Very rarely does that cross-connect aside from in, like, Cabrillo music classes.
Yeah.
And it's cool to get a forum where you do get to appreciate what someone else is doing outside of your comfort zone.
Well, we're running down to the end of this interview. Just want to get a couple things. Where's the best place for people to find information about Eliquate at?
Eliquate.com will be ready in about a week. We have the domain name. We have everything. In fact, you can check it out right now. If you could just go to Eliquate.com, it'll redirect you to our MySpace, which, yeah, MySpace. But we're going to have that up and running. That you're going to be able to download our upcoming CD, which is called Arc Rhythm. That's not the full band. That's Jamie and I made that. That's going to be available on iTunes, CD Baby, all that, as soon as it's finished, which should be before the end of February. And let's see, other than that, YouTube, Google. But yeah, Eliquate.com will be up and running very, very, very shortly.
And any other shows or anything else coming up in the future of Eliquate?
We're going to be in Anaheim on the 12th of March, Long Beach on the 13th. We're going to be
in Lake Tahoe. Snowed in on the 27th.
Oh, snowed in, yeah. It's going to be dope. We're playing with Thrice up in Heavenly.
Yeah.
Solomon snowboarding competition is going on that weekend also. We're going to be playing for that. It's going to be a big event. It's going to be really awesome. Everyone should go. And
any last words to you guys as fans?
We have
everyone
fans.
that's been at the Blue Lagoon is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, every show we've played, we've kind of pushed ourselves forward from the previous, so I would like to think that this one will be the same.
Yeah. Well, I'll say that we're only going to get better, guys, so keep coming. It'll be worth it more than it always has been. Something lame.